opening the meeting now at 7 p.m. And I'm going to skip around a little in the agenda, but I am going to start first with public input. If there's anybody here that has anything that they want to say to the committee, feel free to do so. You can stand, state your name, and we'll be glad to listen to whatever you have to say. All right, nobody's jumping up. So we're going to go to the student report. Tonight we have Adam Sperry from the class of 2012. And Adam, I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay, so there's like a lot of end of the year sort of stuff going on right now. Prom was last Monday, and it was really successful. They had it at the Danversport Yacht Club, and it was really, really nice. I went, it was really nice. Then graduation, of course, was on Friday, and that was really pretty. There was really good weather for that. And then next week is finals. It starts at the end of this week, but it starts on Thursday through Wednesday, and those are all half days. Then we get out the 22nd. And then in terms of sports, unfortunately, lacrosse and softball lost the semifinals, which everybody was sad.
Some more than others.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the SLAM Club, the Student Leadership and Mentoring Club, came up here, or the executive board, which is me and a few other people who are going to be seniors, or who are seniors now, I guess, came up here and talked about the orientation and what's going to be going on with that. I think it was on last Thursday we came up here, I guess. And then the track and field team is running a camp this week for middle school and elementary school age kids down at the track. And I know a few of my friends are helping out who are on the track team are helping out running that. And then last week's sports awards happened. That was on last Tuesday. And that went well, or I heard it went well. And I guess the girls' track had their annual banquet, and they elected 7 captains.
7 captains?
Yeah,
Wow.
7 captains. It's like a lot, yeah.
Well, if you have 50 kids, that's okay. If you only have 8, that's a lot.
There's a lot of kids on the track
Yeah.
team, so I guess
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
All right.
And then most all of the work for summer APs has been given out, so lots of AP work to do. And then a lot of people are interested in the Italy trip, which is getting approved tonight, I guess, or
Maybe.
maybe get approved tonight.
It's on the
Cross your
agenda. It's on the
fingers.
agenda
Knock on
tonight.
wood.
Don't pack your bags yet.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So that's on the agenda, and then the all-night party for the senior class at Prince Pizza was a success. So I guess that was really good. And then we also had spring recognition night, which was like a while ago, but we haven't had a meeting since we had it. So it was like, what was that, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks, yeah. So that went well. And then for student work, I take a class called Drawing and Painting, which is kind of like a art. It's almost like a portfolio class that helps you like develop your drawing and painting skills. And for our end of the year project, we kind of have to figure out like what our ideas about art are and what inspires us most in a portrait. So we had to do a pastel portrait for our final project, and so I brought mine in. It's not all the way done yet, but I had to bring it in for.
Wow, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, so like we had to pick like 3 or 4 characteristics that are like, I don't know, typical of our art. Oops, sorry. And so mine are color, figure, and contrast. So.
Wow.
Now, you did that without numbers or anything, right? That's right. Holy mackerel. Hold that up and let people see that.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
That's really good.
I have the photo it's from in here somewhere.
I know I should know this, but is that someone famous?
Yeah,
Looks
it's
like
Rihanna.
Beyonce.
It's
Oh,
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Okay.
All right, Rihanna. Wow,
Really good.
that's really amazing.
Awesome.
So that's my student report.
Any questions
That
for
is
Adam?
cool.
Any questions? All right, Adam, thank you very much, and see you next year.
That's the
Right.
last report
Last
of
student
this,
report of the year.
this
See you
school
next year. And get out of here while you can. The last thing you want to do is get stuck here tonight.
I'm
No,
leaving.
no offense to anybody that's
I'm
here.
gonna
I
meet
was
the
just-
Bruins. I'm gonna
Okay. The Bruins are playing tonight?
Did you hear that? Thanks, Adam.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah,
Thank
have
you,
a good
Adam.
summer.
Next on our agenda, we're going to take this a little out of order because we have some very special guests here. But we have tonight from the Northeast Metro School Committee, the Northeast Metro School Committee representative, Judy Diamond, and we have the superintendent of the school, Mr. Jay Crowley, who Jay's been at that school for 38 years now, and I think's come up through the ranks through to principal and superintendent. And I'm going to turn the meeting over to Judy, and then when Judy's through and Jay's through, any questions, we can direct them to them, okay?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having us here tonight. I know it's a novelty to have somebody come
Very
from
much so.
Northeast. Yeah, we understand that, but it's our pleasure to be here. Since I was appointed in November, I have had the wonderful opportunity to see 286 students graduate on Friday, June 3rd. Of that, we have 59% going to either 2 or 4-year colleges. 35% are going right out into the wonderful world of work, and 3% are going into the military. So we're very, very proud of that class. We also had the unique opportunity of having a former graduate come back and speak at graduation, thanks to Mr. Crowley's invitation. This young lady graduated in the year 2006 from our school and went on to Annapolis.
Wow.
Wow.
She graduated in May and came back to speak at graduation, and her speech absolutely blew our
great.
socks off. It
That's
was
fantastic.
incredible to hear her. Being a teacher there at a time, it gave me great joy to see this beautiful young lady show up in uniform and address the class
That's
with
great.
a wonderful message to our students. So I was proud of that. All of our seniors, again, this year have presented a senior project, which is required for graduation. Every senior presents a project in their shop. The most outstanding project is voted on and then presented to the entire school. We have guests come in from outside, from the industry and trades, and they come in and they vote on the best project, and that project is presented with a monetary award. I'm pleased to say the cosmetology won that the first time while I was there, so it's exciting that that's continuing. We also had the Craftsman Awards, where 17 seniors were presented outstanding awards for being the most outstanding in their trade area. And they are presented with a graduation gift from their department heads. That's also a tradition that started before and is continuing. It's nice to see. I also was fortunate enough to be invited to attend the National Honor Society and was proud to see 51 students inducted into the National Honor Society and 27 inducted into the National Technical Honor Society. And that was just a tremendous thing to see. Again, we had former graduates come back and speak at that. Very proud. We have summer programs going on again this year. Last year we had over 200 members of the class of 2014 participate in a transition program. Participants come of their choice, and they participate in the academic areas as well as the technical trade areas. It's a wonderful experience for incoming freshmen that choose to attend that. We also offer a summer enrichment program, which helps students prepare for the MCAS test. It's been an exciting year for me. It's been an interesting, being a member of the school committee versus a teacher and department head. It's a unique experience. I work with 11 other great people, working side by side with Jay in many capacities over the years. Has always been a pleasure for me. He's been very supportive, and I enjoy working with him. So having said that, I would be glad to answer any questions you might have of me or turn.
Just for informational purpose, so people know that each town that goes to the Northeast Tech elects a representative from their town. And so Judy is an elected official, although she's filling a vacated seat. So the next time, when's the election, Judy, on your seat?
I think I'm 2 years. So,
2 years. Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll let me know when
Yep.
it comes up. But
But-
I promised you I would
Yep.
go for it again, and I certainly will. I'm enjoying the experience very much.
Okay, any questions for Judy?
I just have one question, and maybe the superintendent can answer this, but you mentioned the National Technical Honor Society. What, is that part of the National Honor Society? Is it something different, or how does, what are the criteria for that?
Mr. Cully, you want to answer that?
It's a separate organization. It deals more with vocational skills as opposed to academic skills.
So, but it still includes their grades and how they do both academically
Yeah,
and,
deployment.
wow, that's great.
Anybody else for Judy?
I guess I just have a question, because I'm interested in learning more about the school committee, because it's different than what we do, and I'm wondering what you think the sort of top 2 challenges are right now, based on
Well,
the committee.
When you're working with 11 other people, I think the top challenge is to come to a consensus. That's, I think, is a definite challenge. Having been a teacher there, it's also a challenge. Sometimes you're making votes, and you know that it may not always be popular, but I do what I feel is right for the students, for the school, for the town of North Reading. and that can be a challenge.
Mhm.
Other than that, I find the whole experience to be very rewarding.
Fabulous.
Great.
Jay, did you want to add something?
Well, the biggest challenge that we have, I'm sure Superintendent Willis can tell you, is that the shrinking dollar, unemployment. My expression is when the watering hole begins to run dry, the animals look at each other differently. And when I go out to the cities, I do this regularly, and to FinComs usually, and their main contention is, their assessment, transportation. My job is basically lobbying Beacon Hill and lobbying Capitol Hill. Lobbying Beacon Hill for transportation reimbursement, which was originally supposed to be 100%. Now it's up to 60%. It has been as low as 39%. Also dealing with unfunded mandates, which there are 39 of them so far, with a new evaluation form coming out for teachers, which is probably 13, 14 pages long. So we're going to have to deal with that. But in a bad economy, our money comes, we're a federal outfit, so we get money from the Perkins Grant, which is a federal money. And that deals with positive placement, so we have to make sure that in order for us to get our funding, that if the federal government is funding our schools for vocational programs, that we better be graduating kids in those vocational programs with jobs. So our main focus, different from a comprehensive, is jobs. Where we have to have them job ready. So Perkins Grant and positive placement deals with the kids have to either be going to the military, college, apprentice programs, jobs in the field, and they're also we're also monitored or audited on their attendance and their punctuality. So when you take a look at the industry and the world of work, if you have an apprentice late for a job, and the master is waiting, and he has a crew going out to a job, he's holding up 3 or 4 other people. So that is drummed into the kids. The work ethic is drummed into our kids from day one. Considering the fact that most all of them are tradesmen. And the other challenge that we have is that we have MCAS, which is another unfunded mandate, and we must pass MCAS in half the time, because the other half of the time the kids are in shop. They're only in academics half the time. So 94% of our kids pass MCAS half the time. So,
Fantastic.
we're quite proud of that. So
What's your secret?
Yeah, no, it's no secret. Nobody says that anybody has to enroll at our school. We're an application school. Our applications are running double for the number of seats that we have.
Wow.
We have over 600 applications for 325 seats. So we're dealing with, I have a huge amount of data for our district, which runs from Winthrop all the way to Winchester and from Chelsea all the way to North Reading. So we have 12 cities and towns. They're very, very different. Malden, Chelsea,
Yep.
and Revere are economically strapped. And you have towns like Winchester and, dare I say, North Reading, since I live there, that is pretty stable. So these are the finance committees that I have to deal with, and each pitch